What's up, everyone? How you doing? Happy Thursday. Uh, can you hear me okay? As usual, I have audio problems about every time I go to do this. But yeah, I'm pumped that it's Thursday. I'm ready to go. I'm here gonna make some homemade orecchiette. That's a type of pasta. So this is a nice spring pasta dish with some asparagus. I got some roasted garlic, ready to make a sauce with it. So I'm gonna get going. If you are new to the stream, we just hang out here for what's up, Dave? I love pasta too. We're just gonna hang out here for like an hour while I make this recipe. I really haven't fully like finished this recipe in my head yet. So those are my favorite times when I just get to like experiment with you all. I love when you comment. I love when you let me know what I'm doing, right or wrong, and add your opinion. So let's go. Winging it, exactly. Love to wing it. This is semolina flour. So most of the time when I make homemade pasta, I use regular flour, which is like more common for people to do it at home, and you do it with eggs. Whereas most of the pasta that you buy that's like dried out usually is made with semolina flour. Oh, look at this. Two people that love pasta. What do you know? What are the coincidences? The chances. What are the chances? I was going to put, let's see. Oh no, I'm gonna add water to this now. If I have some water somewhere. Rich, since you're here, let me know how the audio sounds right now. Normally I can hear myself and I can check the levels and stuff, but right now I can't. Adding a little salt sounds normal. Well, that's good. And then I'm just gonna add some water. And like any dough, um, I think once you make it once or twice, it's better to just kind of like feel the texture and let that be your guide. Wine-based pasta. Um, what do you mean these wine-based pastas? Like, is that a thing or I've never I haven't seen it. Kind of cool. You can't feel it. Well, you can see it. If you can see it, you're halfway there. Just needs a little more. And I think semolina is one of those grains that's going to sort of continue to absorb the liquid as time goes by. So you want it to be maybe slightly wetter than you expect because this is going to dry a little bit. This is the texture I'm looking for. Let's see. In place of water. Nice. So, are you talking about in place of water when you're cooking it, or in place of water when you're like making it homemade like this? Stephanie, this water is cold. um, Certain pastas, it does matter, especially a lot of like Chinese pasta when you're making dumplings or Japanese gyoza. Usually, you're gonna put like really hot water in here or steamed buns when making it homemade. So I haven't seen that, Dave, but I like it. I have seen people boil the pasta in wine, which is an egregious use of wine, honestly. Um, it's like, what? How rich are you really? But I have boiled pasta in coffee before, which is pretty cool. I really liked doing that. All right, so I'm gonna let this dough. I'm gonna let this dough rest for a few minutes to thicken up. And I was going to, at first I was thinking like sausage in this dish. We ended up having a little bit. We made some impossible meat last night into tacos. So I have a little bit of that left over. And I'm just going to add some spices to it, sort of like it was a sausage, I guess. And we're not going to use much. It's just kind of like a slight accent to the dish. Let me get some other stuff out while I'm in here. Didn't really get as prepared because I was messing around with the audio for like a half hour. Just a normal Thursday, right? So what are people eating for dinner tonight? Let me know. Well, I grabbed some spices and I will respond to your lovely questions when I get back. All right, so I'm just getting a couple things here. Mediterranean takeout. Yeah, we're looking at different takeouts to get tonight. Not sure what. Lebanese. I'm doing some smoked paprika here. I have coriander, just like a little bit of coriander. Um, Audio is good. Oh, you're joking. Man, that was like a that was like a real freak out minute. Why would you do that to me, Rich? Cabbage rolls, sausage pasta the other night with shells. Love that. And Irish cheddar. Man, that sounds good. Did Matt at least thank you when you made that for him or not? Brian, leftover takeout. We might get Greek tonight. Did I say that already? Brian, did you win the Curly's thing? They said you won. Did they reach out to you? What's so funny? Did he thank you or not? I'm gonna add a little salt to this as well. Very appreciated. Good, good. Well, since you're at home all day now and he's at work, you know, he probably expects a nice meal when he gets home, right? All right, so I have the asparagus here that I'm gonna cut up a little bit. All right, this is just about ready. Perfect. That's like our little makeshift sausage. House manager, yeah. You always need a house manager, honestly. So, like I mentioned, I roasted some garlic. So I have that roasted already because it takes like 45 minutes, but I'm going to show you all how I did it. Here you go. Garlic, regular garlic, right? I like to use a paring knife for this, but you do want to make sure that it's sharp, or else the reason I don't use one of my big sharp knives is because it's not really a straight cut. It's more of like you want to just make sure each clove of garlic has like a little bit exposed, right? And this way also you can see if there's any like bad garlics in the bunch, as they say. You know that classic phrase of bad garlic in the bunch. Um, well, I'm kitchen manager of our house because I'm always doing inventory. But you're more like the house manager in the rest of the house. Frida's the house manager around here. So I'm just gonna put a little olive oil down. And then a pinch of salt. And then you're just going to wrap it up. Yes, candle manager. And then you just put that into the oven like that for, I don't know, 40 minutes about. And the whole house smells very good. You guys might hear some things beeping, honking. There you go. Kim, you rule the kitchen. House meeting, y'all, yeah. All right, making some space here just by throwing everything out of the way. So here's the garlic finished. And you just open it up, and that's how it looks. So I did 3 of these because I want to have a lot of roasted garlic flavor in this. And let's see. So normally you can just squeeze them out. But kind of can be a mess. If I keep doing this, I might end up on the wrong type of YouTube list. Oddly satisfying. Actually, Alex really likes those spread on bread. Yeah, it's like that's all you need. Get this, spread it on some bread, mix it with butter. Very good. This is also still hot, so that was fun just now. Thankfully, my hands can kind of handle it a little bit. There we go. This smells so good. Great. Well, that's a lot of garlic for our little pasta dish here, but I'm into it. Just got to get all that oil off my hands there. Cool. So next step is going to be just making the pasta. So the reason these are called Orecchiette is it actually means ears in Italian. I think I need some more flour actually. Let me put some flour on the board. So just like most pasta, the name in Italian kind of like translates to what it looks like, I guess. You know, like elbows. It's always a body part, right? I guess radiator. That's not a body part. All right, so I'm going to take these and make basically what does bucatini mean? Well, Rich, you know you do have access to the computer and you can let the class know what you find out because I'm a little busy. Well, I guess I could pause the stream and start looking stuff up on my phone. Um, Bucatini is so good, but it's more specialized. So like if I'm trying to think of like what my top pastas are, I would pick something that's a little more versatile. To me, my favorite pasta right now is just a simple rigatoni. Tortellini, yes. The theory of tortellini is that the what is it, Botticelli? Or no, who's the woman that he painted? Bucatini, meaning whole, pierced. Anyways, Venus de Milo, is that how you say that? Um, her boyfriend came to eat, and the chef was actually like having an affair with her. So the and he made tortellini based on her belly button specifically. And the guy came to eat and saw that saw and knew immediately that the pasta was based on her belly button, and knew that she was having an affair with the chef immediately. That's the myth behind it. There's always some weird myth. So basically, I'm just rolling these up first, and then I'm gonna make the thumbprints in them. And not only am I rolling them, but I'm also like then rolling them in so they have like an outer layer of the semolina. They're kind of like gnocchi right now, right? It's like a little wet, kind of. I thought it would continue to suck up the moisture, but it hasn't really. Let's see. Here we go. I haven't worked with semolina in a long time. But any time I'm like working on a recipe, I get so excited that I buy this, that I bought the stuff because now it means I can uh, mess around with it, try something new. I've actually been looking to make nudie, which is kind of like gnocchi, but actually it's often described. I just dropped it. It's often described as basically a tortellini or a ravioli, but without the pasta itself, and that's why it's called nudie because it's basically like a naked ravioli. Man, these Italians and their pasta names. Um, I guess you could do it in a log like that if you wanted to. Well, here we are, right? Learning new things from you all. Thank you, Stephanie. No, but I do like to, most of the recipes that I looked at when I was kind of refreshing myself with this idea, they do roll them like this. So that's what I was that's what I was looking at. That was the mindset that I was in. I'm surprised how wet this has stayed though. I thought it was like really dry. And it was the opposite. I thought it would continue to suck up the moisture, but instead it's getting wetter as time goes by, which is why I've actually kept rolling it in that stuff, so that way it can. It's also like gummier than I expected it to be. Anyways, I mean, I can stop at any time because I have enough for the small dish that I was planning to make. Three whole heads of garlic and yet like 20 pieces of Orecchiette. Like two more here. I'm concerned about those too wet because I actually added kind of a lot of flour to those last ones. I think we'll be good though. And this is part of the fun of it, just trying to figure it out as we go. I do like the feeling though; they're nice and soft. Right, Brian? Just load it up. All right, get this one off the floor before I step on it and wash my hands. So I'm gonna make these and then put them onto this flat towel here. And anytime you make pasta, it's best to let it dry on a piece of fabric, anyways. So this is where the thumbprint portion comes in. It's kind of a big Orecchiette, but that's okay. That's what we're doing today. Kind of like using my fingers to help make like a lip on it so that it is more ear shaped. So it's true to its name, right? No one else listed their favorite pasta, only me and Rich. All right, I like how these are looking now. Just like any pasta, you kind of like you get a groove going. Here, let me get a little closer. Alex, I guess that counts. If you want to be weird and offbeat and cool, like usual, minus the cool part. Just kidding. Everything's a sandwich in its own way. So can you see how I was doing that? Do you have a good angle? Right? They're all good in their own way. These are definitely big, and are they traditional? Uh, Probably not. But like usual, I don't really subscribe to that kind of thing. Like we are here just trying out a new recipe and having a good time. Oh, Rich, were you there? It was Kristen Kish, Orecchiette, she made on an episode that we all thought looked really good, and we made it, and it had apple in it, and I think there was maybe some ground pork, but her dish maybe didn't have it. I did think about that today when I was like thinking about what I was making. Pomegranate, yeah, she's usually right. By that I mean Georgina. So I will say these do look more like ears than the ones you buy at the store. So in that sense, maybe we are being somewhat traditional, right? I am concerned about them in the water and if they'll stay together. Yeah, they are nice and pillowy. They're more like a gnocchi, I guess, than so. Well, I don't think a freeze will really help anything, but they are going to sit for a few minutes, so that'll help them dry a little bit and kind of help uh, keep their shape, I guess. I'm really pumped though. This is kind of fun and different. So that's what I love when you all are along for the ride with me. We make something different and unique. Thanks, Rich. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to make in general. Any sort of pasta. It's one of my favorite things to eat, make, whatever. All of the above, as who says Ti Akon? All the above. Anyway, okay, that's good. Moving along. I'm gonna let those sit there for a minute, and I'm gonna blend the sauce together. Oh no, she's gonna be upset because I'm taking too long. I said it would take an hour. I know, where is he? Alright, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of oat milk here. Like just enough, pretty much. Alright, now this is like a magical flavor paste. Magical flavor paste. And I think all the components are just about ready, and we can finally bring it all together. Everyone's favorite time of the day when some sizzling happens. No, Rich. The asparagus is going to go in the pan right here with it. It's always very hard to figure out where, what's going on here. Like the blender. It's already wet, sorry, but you know, just chopping stuff on a napkin, you know, normal, normal stuff. I'm going to start with a little butter. I have to make sure not to put too much stuff in this pan because I'm only doing one serving with those little, I guess maybe two servings. So butter and the Impossible, which again, I'm not going to put too much in. That's probably good. About half of what I did, which is only maybe a quarter pound, I guess. I'll take some out if I need to. This pan's going to take a minute to get going. There we go. right, I hear it now. Oh yeah, I forgot. Some lemon is gonna go in here too. See, I'm really just going as we go here. Going as we go. So you've seen all the ingredients here. I have fresh mint and fresh basil. What do you think I should put on top at the end? Important question from basil. They're not exactly microgreens. They're more like medium greens. Mini? Is mini the next step from micro? I actually think this is going to be too much meat. It's funny with impossible meat, it like doesn't shrink at all. So it's easy to put too much by mistake when you're used to cooking with regular ground meat. Just checking out my little ears. Speaking of Rachel Ray, whoever mentioned her earlier, Rich, I think. She, I remember watching an old episode of 30 Minute Meals way back in the day, and she made a spicy Orecchiette dish, and she called it burning ears. Like, when you say your ears are burning because like someone's talking about you or whatever. And I thought it was very clever, and I started trying to think of different like puns to make food of, and I've done many like putting goat and garlic scapes into a ravioli, call it scapegoat ravioli. But you know, doesn't really when you're trying to serve goat to people, it doesn't really take off the way other stuff does, I guess. I saw someone cooking bear on Instagram the other day. Was I wasn't really into that. I mean, I guess I would try it under the right circumstances, but it looked pretty nasty, unfortunately. All right, let's see. Take a little bit of this out, and I'm going to add make that call about camping. What do you mean? Talking about bears. Talking about bears. Now this is just going to need a minute or so. I'm going to drop the pasta into the boiling water. So, camping with bears. Now we're all over the place. I think we're in good shape, everyone, just so you know. Doesn't seem to be sticking or falling apart. I mean, thankfully, I'm only making such a small amount that I have the luxury of putting them in one by one just to kind of help out. Great. That's only going to need to boil for another 2 minutes maybe, and then we'll finish this off with just adding the pasta, adding some of that garlic goodness, um, squeeze a lemon, and maybe a little pasta water too. Still concerned that it might be too much meat. Well, this microphone is attached to my headset, but I guess the other one is the lapel mic. I thought my voice would sound better with that one. Especially also it's closer to my mouth, so you'd think it wouldn't pick up the other stuff as much. But I guess I'm wrong. Trying something new every time. Not on purpose though. 30 seconds left to what? Hi Sue, thank you. This isn't even real meat though. Oh, on the pasta, thank you. Look at this. Who needs an alarm when I have you all? Okay, yeah, look. Will you be able to see? Is it going to fog up the camera? Well, that's great a little bit. Anyways, a little bit of lemon. What's fun about these, or any Orecchiette, but these as well, is like you notice how the stuff, the like filling or the other ingredients kind of get like stuck in the little pocket. I'm gonna add a little bit of the pasta water. And now just give this like a minute to thicken up. Yeah, it might seem like a lot, but you know what? The garlic paste, it felt too thick to me. So this will literally only just take a minute, but it's going to come together as more of a sauce rather than like a paste. That's kind of like not that uniform on the pasta itself. And as that finishes, I am going to grab a little plate or bowl, I guess, to put this in. Blate, actually. Rich, I was going to ask you, what should I put on? Mint or basil? I feel like everyone's going to just say basil. Told you. I'm trying to get people to eat more fresh mint. It's so good. And by people, I mean Georgina. But also you, Rich. You. Need to swap things here. Tick ticks with mint. There's a Mike story. There's always a Mike story, I feel like. Um, Now I'm just like stunting on you guys with this table side herbs. But this is too full right now. So I need to be like picking some so that the rest can continue to grow. This one's too close also. Tarragon. Yeah, tarragon would be great in this. Ooh, some parm. I do have some. Thank you, everybody. I'm just rinsing off those herbs real quick because they've just been growing on the side of the kitchen for a while. Let me grab the parm and then I'll put the mint on and then I'll eat it. And when I said Mint, what I meant was basil. Let me throw some mints on here. How am I doing? Doing great, thank you. Or are you just like saying, wow, it looks good. How you doing? Alex, semolina is not gluten-free, unfortunately, so you can't make this for your household. Yes, basil in the flavor packet. Also, just like need like tweezers now, apparently, because that's what I'm doing here. Meat nugget. Now I do think these probably aren't one bite little dumplings. Okay, so this is very, very good. Uh, the the herb and spice mixture that I put into the meat actually flavors it pretty well. So if you're doing this at home, you could definitely use sausage as well. But either way, season the meat like a light sausage flavoring really does wonders in the whole dish. Second, lemon, asparagus, and basil. Can't miss. Can't miss with that. So that works really well. Who made this new Twitch account just to make fun of me and pretend like you just are seeing me from Guys Grocery Games? Anyways, lemon, basil, and asparagus always works well. To answer your question, Rich, about the flour, doesn't taste a ton different from making pasta with regular flour. However, um, one cool thing is like we didn't use eggs in this. Normally, when you're making pasta at home, it's like an egg-based pasta, whereas the dried kind usually doesn't have eggs. The semolina adds a little bit of that yellowness that the eggs sometimes give pasta, and also makes it feel more, I don't know, more pasta-like than just flour and water would. Look, this is almost like a taco right here. Look. So there's a lot of really cool elements of this dish, but the garlic mixture adds like so much deep flavor with such a simple little sauce, which is really cool. So to me, what you see here is a cool simple sauce idea, a cool pasta idea, or a cool whole dish idea. You can make this with gnocchi, store-bought. You can make this with rigatoni or ziti or whatever else, or make it just like this, absolutely. But thank you all for tuning in as usual. One of my favorite times of the week. If you make anything like this, let me know. I will be posting a recipe for this maybe next week. Thanks, Big Beard. BVE. And, I'll be streaming next week, so I can't wait to see you all then. Until then, I have to pick up the house manager of our house, which is my little dog Frida, and drink